Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome guys. So let's continue from where we stopped the last time. Remember, universal essence, I told you there are only two types of essence. Universal essence or individual essence. Okay? Now, when you read the Athanasian Creed and you hear something like the Father is God, the Holy Spirit is God, and the Son is God, and yet there's only one God. Okay, so you have three persons and one being. Basically, you have three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They are not the same, and then you have one being. Okay, that's what they are telling us. Now, what I want you to pay attention to this is this. Most Christian apologists, especially today, they will say, see, there are not three beings. There are not three beings there. If we had said that there are three beings and one being, it wouldn't make sense. We are saying there are three persons and one being. Okay, I want to show you why this does not work and the problems with it. Now, take him. I know this video is going to be very short, but you understand what I'm saying. Take a man, a human, for example. Take a human, okay? Now, this human, what does he have? Okay? He has two things, okay? The first thing he has is the universal nature, the human nature. He has human nature. You have human nature plus your individual nature, your own identity that makes you you, all those properties that make you you, distinct from other people. That is your individual nature. You have that plus the kind nature of humanity. Okay? And what do we call you? We call you a human being for that reason, because you are complete. You have it fully in yourself. Okay? Once you have the kind nature of humanity and also the human nature, and then you have your own identity, your own individual nature that distinguishes you from other people, you are called a human being. Okay? Now, if we have more than one of these humans, we don't call them one human being. We call them two human beings, or as many as they are. The more the persons, the more the amount of human beings you have. Okay, that's what we know. Now, is this the same in the case of the Trinity? I've shown you also before that this is the same case in the case of the Trinity. So, what does the Father have? The Father has what? The Father has the universal nature of divinity, the divine nature. That divine nature they're talking about. The Father has it fully. That's what you guys know. That's why they said the Father is God. He has it fully. Okay? Because if he didn't have it fully, he will not be fully God. He has it fully. Okay? And also, the Father has another property, which is the property of being the Father itself, which is the Son does not have, or the Holy Spirit. And I'll show you their distinction. This is the main distinction between the persons of the Trinity. Some people tell you his role, or they are playing a particular role. No. Ontologically, this is the main distinction between them. Okay? Now, the Son also has this universal, the divine nature. He has that fully. But he also has his own personal nature, his own individual nature. Okay? That makes him the Son. The Holy Spirit also has the divine nature plus the whatever makes him himself distinct from the other persons. Okay? Because that's the only way you avoid the persons collapsing into each other. They have to be distinct, and they have to have some properties that are not shareable. Those properties that are not shareable, we call them individual essence. The properties that are shareable, we call them universal essence. And this universal, they have a property that they are fully in wherever they are. Okay? So it's not, it doesn't diminish anything. So for example, I'm a human and you're a human. You're fully human, I'm fully human. It doesn't diminish anything from humanity. Okay? Because humanity is a property that you possess and I possess. Okay? Now, why do we not call these three persons three beings? Okay, three divine beings. Okay, a lot of people are trying to avoid it now, but in the past they didn't have a problem with this. They were probably said, okay, because they have other ways of trying to, they call it the unity. So they emphasize a lot about how do we affirm the unity of the persons. Okay, it's not about one anymore. It's about how do we make them so united that it seems like it's one. Okay, so the point is that, what are those properties? It might be like, what is the properties that distinguish the persons from each other? And I'll show you. Okay. The Father has a property called the property of being uncaused. The Father is not caused to exist. It's the sole principle, sole foundation, the ultimate foundation of reality, and the cause of everything else that exists, including the Son and the Holy Spirit. Let me say that again. The Father is the sole cause of the persons of the Trinity. The Son and the Holy Spirit, the Father caused them, and the church fathers, they have affirmed this. Okay, there are many things. You got just go and read it. Okay, so the Father caused the Son to exist, and He caused the Holy Spirit to exist. Okay, so that is His own property. The Son did not cause the Father. The Son did not cause, especially the Father, at least. Okay, because now you have some people saying it's the Son that caused the Holy Spirit. Fine, no problem. So that the Son has the property of being caused by the Father. Okay, that's his own property. Now, the Holy Spirit has the property of being caused by the Father or by the Father and the Son. That property is not shared by the Father. The Father does not have that property. Okay, that's what distinguishes them from each other. So, by the way, you might be like, the Father calls the Son and the Father calls the Holy Spirit. It's not even the same type of cause. In the case of the Son, it was begotten. They use begotten. In the case of the Holy Spirit, it's spiration. Begotten and spiration, they say is not the same. By the way, they affirm this, that begotten and spiration, they are not the same thing. It's not the same type of cause. It's different. Okay. So once you have seen that the persons are distinct, they have properties that are unshareable. In fact, if you watch my other video, I've shown you why would God have a property that is not godly? Okay, because to me, or normally, God, by definition, is not caused by anybody. So why would the persons have a property that is not godly? And I made that video showing why only the Father qualifies as God. Only the Father is uncaused. You see, this property of being uncaused is a divine property. And the two other persons, they lack that. And they try to go around it by saying it was communicated to them. God, by definition, he cannot have something communicated to him. You cannot communicate life or nature to God. God has it necessarily. Only the Father has that. The other two persons, they were given. Okay, they were given divinity and given their own existence. Literally. Okay, so to me, they are not gods. But anyway, the main point I'm trying to show is this, because I've realized something. And I'll talk about this in another video much more extensively. These people, most of these guys, they are trying to affirm that the persons are equal. But to me, to be a polytheist, they don't need to be equal even. For example, if the Son is inferior to the Father and inferior to and the Holy Spirit is inferior to the Father, and if there's hierarchy there, it doesn't change that it's polytheism. Okay, the idea of polytheism, it doesn't have to be like equal gods. You just have to have many deities, okay, and you believe all of them they are gods or something like this. Because I've never seen in any I've never seen a polytheist that believes in that all his gods are co-equal. No, is it that they are taking a particular role? So one takes this role. This is the god of rain. This is the god of thunder. That's how they do. They are never like they are co-equal or something like this. This is the only an Abrahamic conception. The faith we believe in, that God is the ultimate reality of everything and is the only true God. Every other thing is not God. They are creation. Okay, they are caused to exist by God. So we are unique with this assertion that we're making. But so when I see the Christians trying to show me that they are co-equal, to me, even if they are whether they are co-equal or not, they are what's it called? They are three. There are three beings there. Whether they are co-equal or not, there are three beings. The Father has whatever it takes, all that it takes to be a divine being. Okay, he has the universal nature and he has his own individual nature. Complete is a divine being. Okay. The Son has that. The Holy Spirit has that. You have three divine beings. If that's what you're trying to avoid, I've shown you now that it's unavoidable. The only way left for you is to go the route of that the one being that they share is an individual essence. And if you go that route, I'll make another video where I'll show you where the problems with it. Okay? Because now, if it's individual essence, let me give you the example of individual essence so that you understand it. Individual essence is like this Father's property. The Father's property of being uncaused. Can that be shared by the Son and the Holy Spirit? That's how it looks like. Individual property, normally, they are not shareable. That's your own identity. No one else can have it, okay, by definition. But if you want to hold on that the divine, is an individual essence, then the persons will be like parts. They will not be persons anymore, okay? So that's the problems with that's one of the problems with the individual essence. Another video I'll show you, but this position I just showed you now, this is what most social Trinitarians they're talking. If you're a social Trinitarian, this is your view, and you have three gods in there. They have other ways to try to make them one by saying they love each other, they dance, or they have this perichoresis or something like this, the eternal dance or something like this, and what else? All these things they try to use to make them united. They talk about unity, okay? So we just look at it and say, whether you're united or not, there are still three beings there, three gods, and we don't want to have anything to do with more than one God. Who the only person that can qualify for here is the Father. So with this, I hope you can understand this. I just wanted to buttress on that point so that you guys understand this. So yeah, just take that away. So see you guys later. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.